When I was in high school, I joined NJROTC, the Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. One summer after my sophomore year, I went to something called Leadership Academy. Picture this, it's the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, Army National Guard base. The heat sticks to you, barely any sleep, and you're sweaty all the time. I loved it. I loved the structure, I loved the challenge, I loved being completely focused on becoming better at something. I came back from that weekend energized, motivated, and honestly a little obsessed with leadership. So the next summer, I went back, but this time as cadre. Now, cadre means you are no longer the student. You are the one who's responsible. You're assigned a platoon. You wake them up, you train them, manage them, you motivate them, and somehow get them to function as a team. For 1 week, these cadets are your responsibility. And as a high schooler, it's terrifying. But it was also the moment I fell in love with leadership. Not the title, not the rank, the responsibility. The part where people are tired, emotional, frustrated, and unsure, and they're looking at you for direction. That week, I learned something important as a leader. You can't hide behind your strengths. You have to be consistent, and you have to show up fully. And I learned that lesson in kind of a painful way. You see, we had an obstacle course that got completed that week, and one of the obstacles required a move called a chicken wing. You do a pull-up, and you hook your arm over the bar, and then you use a kick with your feet to basically roll yourself over the bar. It's not an easy move to master the first time, but once you learn it, it's like second nature. The instructor running the course asked me to demonstrate it over and over and over and over again, wave after wave of cadets. By the end of the day, the inside of my upper right arm was wrecked. Bruised every shade of purple, black, blue, and raspberry you can imagine. I forgot one small detail about this course. We were coming back the next day. Same demonstration, same expectation, new set of cadets. But my right arm, my dominant arm, the arm I used every time I did a chicken wing, ever, it was smoked. The instructor looked at me and kind of half chuckled, half grimaced. He said, "I'd love for you to demonstrate this again today, but I know that your right arm has to be just smoked, and it's not going to hold up." And then he said, "Any chance you've tried this with your left arm before?" I hadn't, not once. But I was about to ask a group of cadets who had never done this before to try it for the first time, even if it was with their dominant arm. They've never done it. So I thought, what kind of leader would I be if I wasn't willing to do the same? At least attempt it. I looked at him and said, "Can I have like 2 minutes before you bring them over?" And he said, "Yeah, absolutely." So I walked over to the bar, I pulled myself up, super sore from the day before, and awkwardly tried to figure it out with my left arm. It felt unnatural, clumsy, a bit wrong. But I got over the bar. Once. And that was enough. I went back over to where he was standing with cadets, and then we moved forward. I demonstrated the move, slow, intentionally, with my non-dominant arm. And by the end of the day, well, I had matching bruises on both arms. But every single cadet made it over that obstacle. That moment taught me something I'll never forget. Leadership is not about doing things perfectly within your strengths. It's about being willing to struggle, sometimes visibly, with your weaknesses. You see, we like to think leaders have everything figured out, that they're confident, polished, and always prepared. But they're not. Real leaders are constantly adapting, constantly learning, constantly being thrown into situations where they don't get to use their dominant arm. And the question is never, can you do it perfectly? The question is, will you try it anyways? Because sometimes that's all it takes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to try. 2 minutes to think differently. 2 minutes to prove to yourself that maybe you're more capable than you thought. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you think, I can't do that, give yourself 2 minutes. Try it. See what happens. Because leadership and growth doesn't come from what you already know how to do. It comes from when you are willing to attempt what you don't.